This might be right up Mary's alley.
Not bad.
It's not the worst thing I've ever heard.
Is that Jack Black? Sounds like Jack Black.
What's that?
It kind of does sound like Jack Black, actually.
It is the brand new Scott Stapp solo song called Higher Power. He's still got, even though Creed has announced their first tour in 10 years, Scott Stapp is still doing his thing. This is a very slickly produced, it sounds very much of the moment, you know. And he's got himself like a jet black pompadour now and chopped all his hair off. But, you know, for the most part, it sounds like he might have himself put together. But Higher Power, yeah.
So Scott Stapp is Creed, Aaron Lewis is Stained.
Correct.
Okay. But they both branched off. Aaron Lewis does country stuff now.
Aaron Lewis, yeah, he strapped on a MAGA hat and started calling everybody snowflakes. And, you know, he's pissed at the world because, well, I don't know why. That guy should have never had one act, let alone two. So, but Scott Stapp has got some solo stuff coming. They announced, of course, a couple of weeks ago that Creed, that all the rumors were true. That so that's a song that they can work into the Creed set, I guess. He put out a solo album right before COVID hit. He hasn't done anything since. But Creed, their first official reunion is going to be on the Summer of '99 cruise, which is April of next year. It's aptly titled. It's going to be Creed, Three Doors Down, Buck Cherry, Fuel, you know, all those 90s bands.
I should go to that.
On a cruise. I don't know where it goes. Probably leaves from Fort Lauderdale, goes to the Bahamas or something, but it's usually the route for those music cruises. But anyway, I mean, again, it's not bad. Beats that Marlon song. So on the heels of that Creed announcement, now that there's some heat around the band again, and again, the other guys in Creed have been doing fine for 15 years. They're in Alter Bridge. Mark Tremonti's got another band called Tremonti. So those guys never stopped touring. But Stapp had a little bit of a harder time. Maybe he'll open up his delivery a little bit more, you know, get away from the swallowing all the words part. So it was around noon today. Guess what I was doing out here on the sidewalk around noon?
Exposing yourself.
Cleaning boobs off of the wall.
No.
Check and check. But after that, no, I'll never clean those boobs off the window. Are they still there?
I can't. Yeah, they're still there. From the angle I'm at, I can see the nipples.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The left nipple. It's over here. You're not looking at the right spot.
I'm looking at them. You're getting the angle.
No, there's another set right here.
Well, you see these right here?
Yeah, those are small. These are giant.
Those are the small ones are from the people that did it when we weren't in studio.
Oh,
it is?
There's
Yeah.
the big ones
the
over
girl
here.
that sent me the picture of her smashing him from the side.
Okay.
The ones that are closer to me are from
Yeah.
Jenny,
Yeah.
who's coming on the cruise with us.
Gotcha.
Yeah, she is.
By the way, I have the last pair this week. I'll have them for you all next week, but the last pair for Alan Cox Show Cruise, those tickets, in about an hour from now, I heard from Mike in Lorraine, who won at WMMS.com. So don't sleep on that. We're still giving away tickets there if you strike out with me. He texted me. I was like, woohoo, I'm going to be on the cruise. So that's good news. No, I'm out there at noon talking to Little Herb.
Oh, nice.
Because he got the piss beat out of him again.
Again.
And I go, dude, what is going on around here? And he's talking like the big, tall guy. Little Herb is this guy who kind of showed up out of nowhere.
6'8". He's huge.
He's the guy, I posted video months ago of him getting his ass kicked right out here on the sidewalk.
It was kind of our christening to the new studio.
It really
that
was.
was around, I want to say like October of last year. Something like that.
It wasn't warm.
Yeah.
Anyway, trouble, and Lil Herb's called the show before and we've talked to him, and it's hard to kind of pin him down because to hear him tell it, trouble just happens to find him, and who knows, he's just minding his own business. He's spinning this yarn for me about how he's just kicking it, minding his own business over here on Public Square, and these dudes step to him, and they just start beating him. So he's got a big swollen eye. He's got tons of stitches on his forehead. He's got a busted lip. He's standing there in a jacket with a flower in the pocket. I go, Herb, what are you? He's talking to me, and I'm like, he's either on painkillers or he's drunk, something. But I mean, he was, and I'm trying to like, just chat with the guy and see what's going on. And there was nothing menacing about him. But I'm like, dude, I don't know what's going on out here with you, but you need to figure some things out.
You're becoming Little Herb's life coach.
Not even that. I just feel bad for the guy. Like, listen, we only know what he tells us, right? He could be walking around picking fights with everybody. I don't know. You saw him get
He's very
rousted
adversarial. He's very adversarial.
I think so.
Yeah.
But he might not even realize it. I don't know. He might be one of these guys where people start to throw down because he says something. I don't know. He just made it sound like he's sitting there eating his lunch and random dudes start beating him up. I'm like, well, that seems very unlikely. Unless he's connected to something, they know who he is, but who knows. That would just be speculation and hearsay. But man, he was busted up. I'm like, Herb,
you just saw him a couple days ago.
That's what I told him.
Yeah.
I go, dude, we just saw you outside the window a couple days ago, walking around, saying hi. He walks up to the window today. I was like, oh, my God. I walked out there through the suite and went out to talk to him. Like, what are you doing out here? I said, I got to get Poundcake to maybe, remember when Poundcake used to throw hands on Prospect Avenue?
He could be the bodyguard.
We should really deputize Poundcake in some capacity with...
Alan, it's Prospect Avenue, please.
And also...
What did I say?
Prospect.
What an amazing tribute to... the bodyguard is if Poundcake becomes Little Herb's bodyguard and they fall in love. I just imagine
the voiceover, Snake's ex-girlfriend. Yeah. So listen, I don't know, man, but Lil Herb shows up here this morning, and I go out to talk to him, and he is busted up. I mean, most people are able to make it through their day with not being in any kind of trouble. Because I'm like, well, what happened then? I'm like, are you telling me the cops did this or just dudes did this? And he was mumbling something about some guys that did it or whatever. And then they took him to the hospital. I'm like, well, yeah, you got to see somebody. They just stitch him up. But most people are able to make it through their day and not get beat up. What?
I said it's mean on these streets. Do you remember the last fight you got into?
I feel like we just talked about this.
You said you got punched in a bar, but you said that wasn't like the last.
It was a while ago. It was quite some time ago.
Okay.
The last fight, because I don't start fights. Poundcake, I'm a lover, not a fighter.
My friends start fights, and I'm just there. I'm like, like I think you stop hanging out with white people because white people they be ready to throw down for like, oh, you stood me up, like blah blah blah. What you doing here? I was seeing a guy, and my friend was more pissed off than I was. I was seeing a guy. The guy, we were supposed to go on a date, and the guy stood me up. So then my friend was like, we'll go to the bar and, pick up your spirits. So we go to the bar. Good pun. We go to the bar. The guy that stood me up is there. so
that's hilarious.
So I was like, oh, well, that's trifling. And, I said something, but I wasn't going to say it. Like, I wasn't going to do anything. I'm like, whatever. He stood me up. I live to thought another day. Not my friend. My friend went up and was like putting his finger in his face, like putting his finger on his chest, and like you're trifling, like you stood up my friend, blah blah. So I'm like, y'all not about to fight. Y'all not about to fight. And they started fighting. I was like, oh.
Oh, for you. You must have loved that.
Oh, that's the best day of his life.
Oh my God. I can't believe you didn't film it. I can't believe you didn't drop your pants and start whacking it right there when those two dudes started fighting over you.
I was like, stop it.
Oh, no, stop.
Oh, don't do that. No, guys. Hey, cut it out. No, guys, please, no.
So I didn't get into a fight, but like my friends be starting to, they got nerve. And I'm just like, I'm all peace. Like, if you invade my space, I'm just going to leave. Like, I'm not trying to go to jail. You know what they do to pretty people like me in jail?
Oh, my God.
What do they do to pretty people like you in jail?
Take advantage of them.
Oh, no.
I think of, when you said that, I thought of Dirty Work. When he's like, you know what they do to guys like us in jail? And he's like, I never heard of that. He's like, you never heard of that? He's
like, what jail's most famous for?
Yeah. I never heard of that.
Well, listen.
You know what's the worst about that? It's the disrespect. Except for the other thing. The other thing's worse. But the second word is the disrespect.
All I'm saying is, listen, there are tall people walking around, 6'1", 6'2". Little Herb is a tall guy.
Yes, he's.
And generally, people aren't starting stuff with people that tall and big. So either he's saying things and doesn't realize he's
No, I think he knows
instigating,
exactly
or
what
you
he's
think
doing.
so?
I
He's
think he does.
daring him.
But
Come
why
at
does
me.
Yeah, but people keep coming at him and sending him to the hospital. So clearly, either listen. Just because you're big doesn't mean A, you can fight, and if he's
You're
drunk,
coordinated.
if he's drunk all the time, then they're throwing him around like a giant rag doll.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Did
think
they put the whole finger on their chest?
No, the one right next to it.
Yeah. Anyway, Mary B. texted me that she also won tickets on the cruise at WMMS.com. So very
Nice.
exciting. 1 week from tomorrow on our Bud Light cruise.
Did we agree on a drug we're all going to do? DMT?
Yeah.
Bill, I'm going to remain. I'm going to be doing DDT. I'm going a little harder than that. So I'm high on life.
Good for you.
Ugh.
Yeah. So I'm going to remain high on life, and probably some cocaine. But
Yeah,
listen,
we could
it's
go
not.
France.
No, I can't break my streak of never doing cocaine.
It's not worth it, honestly.
Oh, I bet it's very much worth it.
Not really. It only lasts like 20 minutes.
That's fine.
That's fine.
I
That's
don't
fine
need an
for people
all-day high.
that
I'm not.
aren't-
Yeah, I'm not
Oh,
trying
what?
to trip.
You're saying that I might have an issue with moderation? Is that what you're saying?
Mary's like, it kind of sucks. You're only high for 8 hours.
Like the worst.
Yeah, it's a full day.
Mary was telling me about some of her gambling, and you
I
really
haven't
are
gambled in 6 days.
Good. Stop.
all.
Don't ever do it again. You're very, very, very broken person.
I
Stop
understand
doing it.
that, and
I
I'm
know.
trying to stop.
And I'm trying to.
I'm
What is
going to
he-
meetings. I'm figuring it out.
What is he talking about?
Well, because he's like, how are you still gambling your band? I'm like, well, the funny thing is that
Gambling your band.
from the casinos.
OBANNED.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, she's
other ways
gambling on
to
starting
gamble.
a band.
Playing in a gambling band.
I am the gambling
Yeah.
band.
All
no,
right.
there's other ways to gamble, and he didn't even think about like
Scratchers.
and there's also called rippers or cardboard crack or instants. Those are
Right.
at
Like
gas
I know
stations.
those are a
and-
thing, but I just don't think of those like because those are something like I do in like passing every once in a while. But like the way you do it is,
Well, yeah,
yeah.
I have a problem.
I know,
So
and
we are
it's-
trying to quit doing
yes.
that. But yeah, it's not just.
You are the people that you have told us about at the gas station now.
Yes, I've become that person because I
She's
can't go
the
to the
person
casino.
your mother warned you about.
But yeah,
You know,
So
it's not a
he's
gamble
just-
going to see Mary at the Funny Stop
look
tonight.
at that. Bill's just reiterating
Odds are you'll have fun.
that I.
Good one.
That's a good one.
Nailed it.
Reiterating that I don't have. I'm not great with moderation,
And yet I believe everything is best in moderation.
which is true. That's the 100% truth.
I don't even know that that's true.
I think it is.
Nothing exceeds like excess. Going all the way is pretty rad. It's
Well,
just
depending
I'm
on
not I'm
what
not
it is.
anything. I'm
You
just
spend
not
$200 at a gas station, you're going to reevaluate your life.
I'm not built that way. I'm an everything in moderation kind of.
He's a
I am-
millionaire, so he doesn't care.
Yeah, and he has money. I'm all or nothing.
I'm not a millionaire.
Not with
Wanna
that
be
attitude.
very,
You-
very
you
clear
gotta get
about
to
that.
that gas station and start gambling more.
I'll show you how. I'll teach you. It's real fun.
Yeah, I
You'll
don't know
never
if
win.
you're the instructor I need
Okay,
on
here's the thing.
gambling success.
No. There is no success in gambling, but I know how to do it. I know
Plenty
all
of people
the
win.
rules.
Success is when you win and walk away.
Right.
There's no success among addicts.
Sure.
I'm not an addict.
Okay, but you can't win if you don't play, Alan.
Oh, I've gambled plenty of times.
Give me your
and,
money.
And I gamble a certain amount of money and I walk away.
Give me that certain amount of money and I'll make you a millionaire since you're
Why
not.
don't I just set it on fire?
That would be cool too.
Yep. So you haven't gambled in, what did you say, 6 days?
6 days.
What are you going for?
To hopefully never do it again.
Well,
I know. I'm going to Vegas next month.
Vegas?
I have shows out there.
I have an addictive personality, so I'm taking a rocket to Cocaine Planet.
I never really screwed with drugs. Drugs were never really my thing.
Well, if you
They
were
would help.
if you have a problem and you know it, then you would never book gigs in Vegas.
Well, this is my first time, and it's a festival that I get invited to do.
Nevertheless,
It's the first time I've ever been paid
you would
and invited.
respectfully decline, and you're going to burn all that money.
No, I won't.
Yes, you will.
Willpower.
You don't have willpower.
You
You have a
anything about
problem.
me. You've never met me.
That's what you say, is that you don't have willpower. You have a problem.
But this will be a good test of it.
Yes, it will. Which casino do you want to go to?
I'm staying at the Golden Nugget.
Well, that's like a
you're
crappy
way up
one,
there.
right?
Oh, okay.
Is
Yeah.
that a Fremont one, I feel like?
I
It
have
is.
no
It is.
idea.
Yeah,
It's
oh,
downtown
Mary,
Vegas.
That's where
yeah.
I stayed. We stayed at the Four Queens, but it's right across. It's right next to the Golden Nugget.
Hey, that's where I had lunch with my buddy. Was inside the Four Queens.
There you go.
We got a big hamburger joint in there.
Yeah, and they had a 24-hour subway that was ridiculously expensive. But Mary, you are not going to get any sleep. I'm just telling you now. Fremont Street.
It's too loud.
It is.
It's very bright, very loud.
It's like
and that's
West-
open
West 6
container
on crack.
area too, so everybody's drinking while they're walking up and down.
It smells like
Yeah.
weed. It smells like booze. There's like, chubby girls walking around in latex.
I got a
and-
picture with my
You know
mom
what?
and two naked cowboys on that street. Like they stand inside a circle and they can like panhandle. Like it's.
I'm sure I'm going to want to gamble, and I probably will. But it's a matter of, like you said, setting a limit or not taking my cards with me.
But you said that you can't do that because you have a problem.
Well, if I don't take my cards with me,
Don't try
I
and
can't
justify- just
access
don't-
any more
don't-
money.
Don't do any gambling.
Right. I understand. It's going to be a struggle. I'm going to try my best to make it through.
Don't gamble.
I'm trying not to. Oh, I'm doing great.
Listen,
6 days without
6
it.
days, good.
I guess the only way you know is when you test yourself, right?
Sure.
Okay. Well, that's something.
The Golden
But
Nugget.
see, if that were like the gold standard would be to just avoid it, then I could never, like for drinking, I could never do gigs anywhere they serve alcohol.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I understand.
Gambling's going to be around you no matter what. No matter where I go. I go to the gas station, there's scratch-offs. I go anywhere.
I
There's things to do.
understand.
You're gonna
It's
love-
just that any time I'm the one that gets yelled at for suggesting don't do that, and you go, I have a problem.
I
It's
do
not
have a
that
problem.
easy.
It's
Well,
true.
okay, then don't go to Vegas.
Well, I have to.
You
It's
don't
for
have
work.
to.
I have to for work.
You don't.
I do. It's the first festival I have ever been invited to. That's a big deal. When you start getting
That's not
invited
my
to
problem.
these things
That ain't
and
Vegas's
not
problem.
applying, that's a
Man,
big deal.
They're gonna see you coming.
Listen,
No, listen, you do you, boo boo.
Staying on Fremont Street is like having a music festival outside your window, and you're just.
maybe I'll be too tired to gamble. See, I'll be so sleepy from all the noise.
They give you earplugs when you check in, because they already know.
But you were on street side, right?
I have
I'm
no
sure
idea
there's-
where.
Well,
what
Poundcake
the-
was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Right.
Well, I could see like people ziplining outside my window. That's what made me want to do it, because they go till like real early in the morning, and I would get back like drunk and stumble into my room, and I open up the window, and someone's like, "Yeah, hang 10, man," like, or doing the shaka bra as they're going past my window, and I'm like, "Oh my God, it never ends." There's always lights. They have blackout curtains. Oh, go to Nugget. It's fun, good times. They have a really nice pool.
It's a big hotel.
Yep.
Yeah, you have to like reserve spots at the pool though. I was already looking at their website. And
There's like 2,500
Yeah.
rooms
Well,
in the
that's-
Golden Nugget.
Well,
That's why
that's
we
like
didn't
there's
stay
only
there.
like 12 seats, like lounger chairs, and they're like, oh, it's $100 a day to be on the lounger chair at the pool.
Because
I'm
they
like,
have
what the
resort,
heck?
they have resort fees. That's why we didn't stay there. We were gonna stay at the Golden Nugget, but then we stayed across the street at Four Queens, and you get to use Circa's pool, and it's like a rooftop pool. And it was,
Ooh.
yeah, so we stayed there because it was cheaper, no resort fees, and then you get to you walk through Circa and use their rooftop pool.
I know of like 2 or 3 other comics who are in recovery from one from drugs, one from alcohol. I don't know if those two gamble, but there will be other sober people there and clean people there to associate with.
Well, you better cling to them like a barnacle.
I will.
All right. Let me take a break here. I'll have those Bad Religion tickets for you if you want to go see Gurwitz and Graffin and the whole Hee Haw gang. They're coming back to do a show in Cleveland at the Masonic, Temple Live, the Cleveland Masonic, in October. So last pair of tickets this week ahead for you after the break.
The Alan Cox Show.
On our free iHeartRadio app and your favorite smart device.